from the county, and again, I'll say this one last time because I really want you, the Irish in you to hear this. You have to pull out the blarney and talk to someone find some nice person at Bank of America and show them your ID and get just say, hey, it started in April 95, till now, and my accountant just needs, all payments, all whatever. It's like just the records of it. I need it. I lost it in my move, or I lost my whatever. Make up some dumb. I'm telling you to lie about your reason. If they say foreclosure, you say, my son handles everything. I don't even know what you're talking about. You play dumb. They will hand over to you, I'd say, an 18-page printout of your account history. I guarantee it, Nancy. It's like saying, if I walked into my bank and said, I want my checking account, like a history, they'll give me it. So you'll get it. The reason you haven't gotten it is because you have let them know that you're aware of foreclosure, so they're not going to give you evidence. If you act like you have no fucking clue and that you're half out of it, you were told. In fact, and here's another trick: if they still don't give it to you, you could say, if they're like, well, it's in foreclosure, blah blah. You could say, well, oh yeah, they've had me go to some credit counseling thing to learn about money because I'm not really good with it. I don't really understand any of this, but that's the other reason I need it because. I'm not going to fix this or anything if I don't have that. So in other words, if it does the conversation gets to that part, like where they're like, it's in foreclosure or whatever, man, be like, oh, whoa, that's the other reason I need it. Something about foreclosure. I'm going to some meeting called a credit card. You're playing the idiot. And so play the idiot well. And then they'll finally be like, okay, and you can even say, listen, if you don't give me this, I can't solve the problem. In other words, if they're like, we can't give this to you because it's in foreclosure, say, I'm trying to, you're not expressing that you're fighting them. You're not expressing that it's wrong. You're not telling them it's paid up. You're not being normal Nancy. You're being a complicit. Yeah, I just want to pay you guys more money, and I just need to get these papers so I can get, the credit counselor and my accountant, and we can pay you guys more money. But I can't pay you more money unless I get the history. And that, you know what I mean? So you're lulling them into that. Not, does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense because I've done it 3 times now at the courthouse because I don't live far from the courthouse.
Right.
And each time I went, they were very kind to me, and they got the book out, and they found the parcels, right. And they said, here, go.
Wait, time out. This is the county? Wait. County or bank?
I'm paying out, let me finish.
Okay, but...
So I'm paying out the ass for these documents. And so one day I go in there, and there's it was before Christmas, I don't know how many years ago, kindly old gentleman with white hair, and he looked at me, he goes, you need a lawyer. You really need a lawyer. Mm-hmm. And he gave me every document for free.
Great.
And I said, God bless your soul.
Okay. But Nancy, number one, I was talking about the bank this whole time. You're talking about the county now.
The county, yeah.
All right, so...
And let me tell you, let me just interject one other thing. You know the county theater, do you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Prior to any movie showing, you can go and present your movie, whatever it is, and they will play it on the screen for nothing.
That's great. Well, I should start with The Last Game because it's CB West and then do the foreclosure movie when it's done. That's great. That's actually a great idea. But Nance, here's my point though. So you may have all that paperwork out from the county. Number one, if you go online,
boxes.
Okay.
That's why I couldn't get on R5 and come to you.
No. But okay then.
Handle these 4 boxes.
Okay, but forget that then, but it shouldn't be. Even if it's 4 boxes, that makes sense in one way, but not in another. Meaning, this whole case can be boiled down to 50 pieces of paper: the mortgage, the note, your payment histories, and but even though there's 4 boxes, we may have to go through 4 boxes to find those things. But what I'm saying is the following: if you go online, Nancy, you will be able to get everything that you got and you were paying for before. Nancy, if you go to them, you're right. You have to pay to get copies of shit. If you go online, you don't have to pay to get copies of shit. Okay. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
So that's number one. Okay, so that's remember, number one's county. Number two is bank accounting, which we've gone over. You have to go in, play dumb. You're not playing dumb with the county. You're not even dealing with the county. The county's online. The bank, you have to go to a branch, however, and I would call first, so you don't drive around, and play dumb girl and say everything I've told you, and say, I want to come in. I'm not going to drive there until you say it's like, you'll have it for me. But, I need, my accountant needs to have, here's the account number. It's the mortgage, 95 till now. I want just a printout of all credits and debits. I want an account history. Why do you need it? I got a new accountant and I need it. And I have no clue about money and I'm, whatever. And I'm silly like that. And if they, and hopefully they'll say, okay, well, give us an hour and then come. Then we're loving it, Nancy. We did it. If they say no, ask to speak to the manager, not being aggressive and smart, but say, I have to get this. My accountant said I have to get this, and I have a right to get this. Why won't you give it to me? And then if he says anything about foreclosure, say, well, that's the other reason I need it. The credit counselor wants to go over it, because I'm trying to go through this credit counseling. So it's like so even if they get to the foreclosure issue, then play dumb within it saying, oh yeah, that's the other reason. I'm going to this credit counselor person because my son pays all the bills. You can start babbling like you're senile. They'll be like, okay, man,
I can do senile perfectly.
So do it.
Got it.
And then when they say, okay, Nancy, come in, they'll say, bring your ID, but we'll give you the copy. Just bring in your ID. And then it's a date. You could go in on Monday and get it or whatever. So my point is, Nancy, if you made an hour worth of calls to 5 branches in the Bucks County area that you've never dealt with before, they have to be, you have to never have dealt with them ever. And you call them up and you will get one of them to say yes to you, Nancy, and then you'll go pick it up whenever. It doesn't matter when. But that is so important because right now we've talked so much, and we still don't know the amount owed, the amount paid. We still don't know these fundamentals. And if we knew the fundamentals, it would make you feel better. It would start to create an infrastructure of defense, and we could just be, have a better handle on all this. So that's the homework you have to do. And that's it, and take your time. We're not meeting for 10 days. Call me anytime. But you will be amazed by what you can find online on that Bucks County website. So, you may have all that already, but Nancy, it may have changed. Assignments may have changed. I don't know what may have changed. But that's what I want to do. I want to compare whatever you get today or in the next week with what you got from the nice old man, how many years ago. We want to figure this whole puzzle out. So to do a puzzle, we need every piece. How do we get every piece? All you have to do is get really 2 more things. Accounting and all the county papers. That's it. And I'll do the rest with you, no problem. But that's it. So do that, honey, and call me if there's any problem. And we'll talk during the week or whatever. But stay on it, at least an hour a day, and then I'm definitely going to meet with you Tuesday, not next week, but the week after. All right. Anything else?
I have an appointment at 3, so I'll probably leave early and stop at a different branch and do my hey, I'm brain dead, can you help me?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm good at that.
Yeah, but or call first. I don't want you driving around, do whatever you want, Nancy, but my point is if it fails, I would just do phone calls, find the one that will help you, and then you go there. But do whatever you think's right. Just do not ever let them know that you are aware of foreclosure. And if you are aware of it, you're aware of it like someone who's senile is. Oh yeah, my son said something about that. Is that why I'm going to this credit counseling meetings? That must be why. Yeah, that's why the man wanted it. My accountant wanted it and the credit counselor wanted it. That's it. That's why now. It's all coming back to me. Oh my God, where's the memories go?
The lovely thing is that my son has provided me with a tiny little tape recorder that I can just stick in my pocket.
Awesome.
So, without
you should.
them,
You should. I mean, that's good. I mean, even though technically. But to be honest, that's smart because even though it's technically it's illegal if because but I think that's smart of you because in general.
I didn't know it was on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know it was on. Exactly. And to be honest, it's like it just doesn't matter. It's like we can work around it. The idea is simply that if you recorded something that they said, we could work around it to just like I don't have the recording of the guy telling me when Chase, who bought the Chase note, but I know it, and I can get someone to say it on tape someday because I know what to ask for. You know what I mean? So that's why it's smart. So I think that's very smart of you to do. I think you should record anytime you deal with foreclosure stuff, whether it's with me or anyone. Always record it.
Pardon me?
Yeah, always record it if you can, and that's that. You know, it's just good because like I recorded this whole conversation because it's good for the movie, and who knows what we've just talked about all this stuff. It's private between you and me, but who knows how it will fit into the story later. And, you know, I wanted to videotape everything.
Wonderful. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we can just pick and go in the air?
Oh, you know what? One of us or both of us is going to win our cases. I'm telling you that, number one. Number two, if the worst thing happens and, you know, we both lose, well, number one, here's my theory, and I mean this sincerely. You know, I have faith in God, and if I lose, then maybe I'm supposed to go somewhere else in this world. Maybe I'm supposed to like live somewhere else, you know, for the next few years. You know, in other words, I'm willing to be led by the universe, you know, the force, God, whatever. So I will accept that.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I lose it, then there's a reason.
But here's the best part. If we both lose it, and there's a reason, our lives go on. Your life goes on, my life goes on. But if we lose it, here's what I really got to stress. That's why I'm making this fucking film. Is that if we were to lose, you and I, and not make this film, we become statistics. Forgotten.
Right.
We are literally figures on some GAO report, okay? And instead, if we lose, we are going down, and I mean this, of course, in the metaphorical sense. We are taking everyone with us, meaning everyone complicit in this charade called foreclosure, judicial. We're going to bring them down because it is a crime. It's a